There we go.
So we're re-live.
Live again.
Been having some difficulties. Hopefully people find the second one.
I hope so. I sent something in the chat on the last one as well. So hopefully it should pop up here soon. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Hey, guys. We just sent the link to Thomi, Amos, and Thomi, Jason, and Prophecy. So they'll be back here in a sec. Welcome back, Tracy. Tracy, you asked a question, and it was about tri-stripe. Yes, we can totally use homozygous versions of those, I believe.
Yes.
Technically hets too, but homozygous are best. So yeah, if you have one coming in, either leave a note or shoot an email to Sean at the Rare Gen Inc. email, and let him know so he can shoot that up to Ben here in Virginia. There we go. We're getting people back. Awesome.
We've never had that happen before. Seems like it's getting worse. We can't do Instagram anymore, and now we have this freeze up. That's weird.
Right? Let me try it. Oh, I think I PB.
Awesome. Looks like everybody's happy again.
Yay!
Good to see y'all back. We'll have our other guests here pretty quick. Yes, take two. Hopefully we don't have to go to third time's the charm. Hopefully take two will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sounds like it's every country, not just yours. So where are you at, Wild D's? I think
they're in the UK.
UK. Roswell, right on. Yeah, Scotland. All right. Good. My wife has a good friend that's in Scotland. We might come visit these days. I'll have to let you come your way. Yep, we're still working on banana. It's coming. Hopefully before too long. Glad you made it back.
There we go. Prophecy, Thomi, and Jason. There you are.
Back live.
Yay!
Welcome back, everybody. Okay.
Thanks.
It's giving me an issue.
Smash that like. Maybe if we get enough likes, we'll never have a freeze again. So this is everyone's chance.
Please, it makes my job easier.
I don't think a banana test is coming. Did you guys address the banana test question?
Yeah, it's coming. I'm pretty close on it. I have a good general location, but I don't have a one that's a good community. So. Yeah, it's coming.
Cool.
So before this show, I thought that, like I was saying, that all of these animals came from that female pied or hypohet pied. So I was under the impression there was no other animals that were created that looked like that. But now that you're saying there are different animals popping up that look like that, have you looked into the riptide gene? Because that came from over there too and does a lot of this same stuff.
No, never heard of it.
Ooh, here,
okay, I would look into riptide. It's a newer gene. I think within the last 2 years that they started going, and riptide does that same thing like Arroyo does, which is the same thing like this does. Creates a really strong dorsal, reduces the alien heads. That's a lesser riptide.
Is it a recessive? It's a recessive.
It's not.
So like...
No, it's not a recessive. Riptide is not a recessive.
Yeah, no, that would be a.
Well, Iris Reptiles is who my original boy that came from.
That's who has Iris. Iris has riptide.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
So it's a good chance that may be. I would look into that because they are working it as a recessive, but it has a visual het. So, so if you look up riptide,
something that came in my original Stranger has a visual something that tags along with Stranger that I thought was going to be Het Monsoon, but Charlie tested the original boy and said he wasn't Het Monsoon.
Yeah, so I would look into Riptide as a possibility because, like I said, the Riptide they are saying it's recessive, but it does have a visual het, so that might be.
And all of the animals that produce these Strangest originated at Iris. The ones that Justin got and produced them, and the ones that I got and produced them.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a high likelihood because, like, before today, I was unaware that there's other animals that were producing these animals. So I would look into that as a strong possibility.
Definitely, you might have. Well, I would not be surprised if you hit the nail on the head with that one, Tommy.
Yeah,
it's worth. Yeah,
this guy
I mean, because
he just finds stuff out of nowhere. He found the Strangers just popped out of a normal clown female. The Het Monsoon or Het Morrill, he calls it, just popped out of the Stranger project out of nowhere, and now a third one.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all coming from the same place. It seems like so. It would be worth looking into. For sure. I think we're doing a show on Riptide here soon. I have talked to them about it, so I can talk to them about your animals that are popping up too, if you want. Because I've been in conversation with them about the Riptide gene.
If I recall, though, Amos, you said you sent Roland pictures of this, and he said he had never made anything like this. So
meeting Strangers like this, but that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, Riptide has just been like, because even if you look at the Stranger on the left, it's reduced some too a little bit. Like it has some bubbling and reduction, like it doesn't necessarily look like
a lot of my Strangers were
straight
more
up
reduced,
Stranger,
more broken up and more crazy than
and that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's what we're seeing. That's a possibility. But,
hey, Caleb.
Yeah, but like I said, I can talk to him.
I sent you an email.
It can't be a recessive.
You can get that vid to play.
I don't think it could be a recessive because when I breed the original boy, he throws half regular Strangers and half these weird ones.
Which is why I say they have it labeled as a. That's why I'm saying they have it labeled as a recessive, but they have a visual het. So the things that are het Riptide are visual animals, like you can see it.
Ben.
So these are some Mojave. I think we had Mojave Fire, Yellow Belly, obviously Pied or Het Pied. These are animals I hatched out. I guess there's probably a date there. Does it say?
That was years ago, 395 weeks ago. So 2017.
2017. Yeah, it's been a few years. But yeah, when you go back to the beginning of that video, this is only a minute long, but those two Mojaves are super weird looking, super reduced. And so we kind of thought maybe I had blackhead in there too. But when I tried to make like blackhead pieds, blackhead other things, like you can see those two Mojaves are super, super reduced.
Look at them.
Really funky. And it's just from one pair that I got funky Mojaves like that. So
I started out breeding lesser to a bunch of normals, and there was a couple of reduced females that threw funky ass reduced lessers in the same way. I see a lot of people want to label whenever it's got a full stripe like that, just throw Motley on there. Motley Mojave.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of Arroyo and stuff like that that's floating around that's gotten labeled a Motley. Or the other thing people label everything as is Harlequin. If they don't know what it is, it's Harlequin.
Yeah.
I thought that was granite.
I think pretty soon it's all going to be possible Het Monsoon. So granite too.
But if we do think that this kind of reduction and striping could possibly be, something similar to blackhead, like I've sequenced a ton all around where blackhead and spider and cypress, like all of those mutations, it would be nice to have samples that I know, especially if they're from the same clutch, ones that are clearly this more striped, reduced type, and ones that are not from the same clutch. I would love to look at, where this information for the kind of the spider blackhead complex is. I could look and see if there's a mutation there, unless somebody knows from breeding. Probably not.
Do you think it could be ringer?
I don't know.
Just ringer gene?
I have no idea. The clutch that I had that I got those really reduced Mojaves from, I mean, it was an animal. It was a fire yellow belly het pied female I got from Justin like forever ago. So I don't know. Obviously he was already working with blackhead at that point. So maybe there could be some blackhead or those other genes people tie to blackhead, like ringer and red and all that, but I don't know.
And red gene, yeah, because I mean, red gene's been separated out by a couple of different people and worked on its own. So I could imagine ringer can go without blackhead also. I don't know that they are actually intrinsically linked in any way that they'd have to drag each other along.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to do this year, just to kind of experiment, was I was going to put my stranger boy to the female that we got from Jason, but now that I know he's at Monsoon, I kind of don't want to do that, because if I want to see if that visual, like what comes out of it, I don't want that Monsoon influence to be influencing.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So now it's just like, okay, well, what
I mean, I think if it's popping up, I feel like if it's popping up in different places, then I don't know that we really need to pair back to the female, because that if it's popping up in different places, it doesn't seem like it would be actually coming from the female.
But if a visual riptide is identifiable, absolutely certain, not like a thing. So if we paired, if it is riptide, what you said, if we were to pair a strangest back to strangest, then by 1 out of 4 it should be riptide, like, or visual or a super.
Yeah. Then you get the super stranger. Is it not all mixed up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
So Rec Room or GHub 10 Rec Room Snakes actually just sent me an email, and he said that this reminds him a bit of his Wrecking Ball project, which I can kind of see with like that stripe down the middle and some reduced patterning, or at least like a change in the alien heads.
I think most of the back stripe is actually just stranger.
Yeah. So what is actually doesn't say. So what what's going on in your Wrecking Ball project, G-Hub or Grant?
That looks nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I remember them doing some fire yellow belly spot nose stuff way back in the day that was really cool looking. I don't know if this is part of that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, though,
this is why I think it looks like Arroyo.
Oh,
like can you see that?
Here, let me do this. There we
go. Bring it closer.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
That's just Arroyo. So that's what I'm saying. Arroyo does a lot of reduction, but that's a Mojave Arroyo.
Hey, Mary. It's actually Mary.
Oh, it's Mary. Hi,
Mary.
Sorry about that.
From Grant's email address.
Oh, gotcha. No worries.
This is why shed testing is so awesome, because without it, we'd have to sit here and debate what possibly is or it is in everything all the time. And it's like, really, the way I look at it with the Strangest stuff, we really don't know what Roland paired to, like, we know what he paired his original Strangest stuff to Jenna, but like Blackhead, right? Blackhead was really just Blackhead, and he bred that Blackhead to a couple females that ended up having red gene and ringer gene, and that's why you got those. So you never know what those females that Roland paired the original stage to, if they were carrying something. And that's just what happens when you're working with new genes, that you put them to a couple normals, and those normals end up not being so normal. Like, it's just, it's just what it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Unlock morphs and designs. Let's see. Which email are you trying to contact us from? Because if you're emailing me, you'll want to use this email.
And that's so if you're sending something to be on the show,
Yeah.
that's the email address you want to go to. If you have a question about orders or results, then you want to email Sean. And that's Rare Gen Inc. So make sure you do Rare Gen, not genetics. Unfortunately, the Rare Genetics Inc. one I set up when we first started, and I actually just use that email for ordering things for like the supplies we need to do the DNA testing. So that email doesn't get checked very much. So make sure it's just Rare Gen Inc. at Gmail.
Yes, that one is ancient. Eventually, I'd like to have our emails like actually connected to our website. That way, we don't have to worry about Gmail at all. But that's something we're still working with. So,
and Unlock Morphs and Designs, if you have been sending to that Rare Gen Inc. at Gmail and not getting a response, send us a message through Facebook. I don't know that if that's the email address you've been using, we should have seen it. So try sending us a message on Facebook.
Yeah. It's also possible that it's gone to spam for some reason. I know that it likes to bully certain URLs. Or certain like Hotmail, that sort of thing.
I sent you guys an email this weekend through the website.
Oh, there you go.
Did we get it?
I don't know. I didn't get a response.
So we had a problem with that to begin with. I thought it got fixed.
I'll just send you a message on Facebook.
Yeah, just always Facebook or Instagram, either way. We're really good at checking those. And usually the email address works well, the Rare Gen Inc. They contact us through the website. I know I at least get some of those, but yeah.
So Kayla, I sent you an image. Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I sent you an image of the one that I did get for Amos, ended up selling. In my opinion, it's gotten crazy orange, gotten really orange tone from what it is. It's pretty insane.
Let's see. So was it in this first batch?
I sent it. It's that one, the bottom one right there as a baby. But yeah. I have. She's like 1,300 grams right now. I just sent you a picture of her, how she aged compared to.
Awesome. So he's developed some orange as he aged. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. That one's a bigger because I had sold it to my buddy because I had to pay for funeral costs and whatnot. And
I'm sorry.
And he said, yeah, she tested triple head, and I was like, I'm happy for him, but I'm saying, but dang
it. Let that go. No. Yeah. Oh, I feel like most of us have had a situation like that.
Dad on the left proved triple het. Mom on the right proved double het hypo clown.
All right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So did you say you emailed that updated picture to Kayla? Just barely?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come through.
Okay.
I think that's cool. Hold on, let me see. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it should be this one. Make sure I'm on the right email. I am, yes. Okay, cool. I'm watching for it then.
So, Amos, has any of the reduction that you've been able to see in the babies, other than just the non-visual clowns, are you seeing a lot of difference in the babies from these guys, or?
Yeah, the baby's coming from that dad on the left. He makes really reduced stuff, and he makes normal looking stuff like I'd expect. He's the only one that I've bred so far. I'm breeding the female on the left to a desert ghost clown het hypo, but doesn't look like she's gonna go yet.
Oh.
And have you identified it in anything else other than the stranger offspring?
I don't really keep that stuff. If it was
okay,
I didn't look at it that hard to really want to hold it
back. All right.
See, like,
probably got some of it floating around in some regular hypos and stuff that were really weird looking, but
yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at how that one's got really nice flushing, kind of like a orangish yellow tones as it aged, and it's gotten really nice. But
it's het clown too, though, right?
It's triple het hypo clown pie. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, but
the normal one without pastel in there, that one ended up only being het hypo.
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah, like the reason I just like to talk about this is like, when I first came up with the nickname, because I asked him, hey, why don't you just call it the Strangest?
Yeah.
I had a lot of people really kind of like either make fun of it and just say like
Aw.
I would just rename and stuff. But lately, a few animals have been being sold as it. A few
Yeah.
animals have been sold as it from the theater that were making fun of it. So I'm like, I just find like but they don't look nothing. They don't look nothing. They don't look nothing like that. And then a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that must be what the strangest stuff is that they're talking about." And I'm like,
Mm.
if
Some
it
people
doesn't
think
look like this,
Some people think it's just any stranger that came from my line, but it's really just
Yeah.
a certain line of strangers.
Yeah.
That
I feel like the best thing you can do is try to put something to that female that you have that female. You don't have it anymore, you said, but put something to that female.
We have two. We have two.
Okay.
We had
Yeah,
Well,
put
I have
something
the
to that
original
female
one.
that's something that's simple to try to actually identify it in something other than stranger. Because if you haven't identified it outside of stranger, I understand why it's called the Strangest, but I mean it has to affect other things.
I'm sure it has. There was all kinds of crazy hypos and het hypo looking ones. I just didn't feel like keeping them.
We don't have
It's
anything
negative.
simple though.
It's negative for Monsoon Jacob.
Yeah. All Amos's stuff is negative for Monsoon because his original male.
Oh, never mind.
Negative.
He's asking about it. He's asking about a test result. I'm sorry. MM7NX4.
No, they're not, Antonio. My original boy proved negative.
Hi, Antoine. So the strangest stuff.
Hey, Antoine. No.
Yeah, they're not.
But I was saying there's somebody else in the chat looking for a test result.
Yeah, I messaged or I put in the chat. We have that order on our run today, so it's actually on the machine like right now.
So that one on the right, that one on the right doesn't have pastel in it.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me get the comments off of his face. There we go.
So that's
just het hypo, right?
Yeah,
that's cool. It's amazing how dark hypos can still be. Which we actually talked about that in one of our episodes. Het hypo. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, that's just het hypo. Yeah. Well, I believe whatever it is, it's never like I believe in what Thomi did. I don't know if it's what Riptide is or not, but I believe it's definitely, and I've said it. I believe it's actually definitely like a codon. I feel like it's like it could be like a codon that's having a reaction to stranger, kind of like Het Daddy does with spell genes. And maybe it might just only work with stranger. It might work with other things. I don't know, but that's just.
I think it works with other things. I think I think I hatched it in other things in the plain hypos and the pastel hypos. I just wasn't trying to
sent them on their way
back
to figure it out when I don't have limited space.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just like the biggest thing why I liked it, and I told Amos, was like it's just different, bro. Because a lot of strangers, yes, you get a lot of the busy strangers, and they all kind of do. They don't do the exact same thing, but there's kind of like a general like idea of what a stranger should look like. And the reason I like this is because it's totally different. Not everyone likes the reduced, which is okay. Everyone has their own taste, but I want to do different things, and even if it's something like this, and I can just do a different spin on combos that were made with stranger, that's what I enjoy because it's not more of the same. It's just something a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I think. Tracy said she's having issues getting an email sent to my address. Was it Rare Gen Inc. or Rare? Just remember that there are two S's in it. Rare Genetics Social. Sometimes that trips people up.
Like a snake.
Oh, Raven Royal. Oh, Sweet Slithering Delights just sent something. Let's see.
So while you're pulling that up, Kayla,
Yeah.
for those of you in our, I guess we have enough people. This is like a panel. Has
Yes, it
someone
is.
made a homozygous stranger yet? Then we kind of thought we did for a little bit. Has
Not that
anyone
I'm aware of.
one? Is
I
Not
anyone
that I'm
one
aware of
that's from
either.
stranger to stranger, and I hatched a few strangers in it. Some of them were really reduced, but I think the one that was super reduced had leopard in it too, and
Oh, that would
I don't
explain.
know. Yeah, just the stranger leopards I made were really crazy. It was a stranger leopard banana, but I didn't see anything out of those 5 eggs that led me to believe it was going to be a super.
The only one that I thought had a super for sure was Roland, because he said, I remember he said way back when that his super, like the super stranger, was a little bit darker, a little bit more reduced. That's what wasn't that what he said?
Roland showed me pictures of a couple that he thought were super stranger clown and super stranger, super pastel clown, but they were girls. That's been a few years. I haven't heard how they bred or if they bred yet.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come out and say this is the stranger without proving it first.
That's fair.
That's a smart move. Nobody wants to say it's
definitely.
a super and then have somebody buy it for $15,000 and then breed it, and then it not be super stranger.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking.
Yep. Yeah.
That would be a bummer.
I'm just saying nobody wants to do that.
No.
So Sweet Slithering Delight sent an email with some stuff in it. Their tri-stripe, het TSK and banana pied female. The banana pied is only 950 grams. The other genes in the pairing was mahogany and het lav. So she's dark and contrasted with lots of spots. So she looks like she has a dark gene, but hasn't aged like a mahogany. And I found babies that look like her, but not adults. And banana typically loses its contrast as it ages and not gains. So I'm guessing this is a younger picture of her. Here, hopefully you get. Oh my God! It'd be nice if you guys could actually see what I'm looking at. There we go. We got a cute little wraparound there, and I guess this is the het.
Try.
Or is it tri-stripe? That's a try. There we go. Het TSK.
Yeah,
okay.
That's definitely het tri-stripe.
Yeah.
TSK in het tri tends to block out the alien heads like that. Obviously het tri will generally smear them and connect them like that in some of your hets, not in all of them, but TSK definitely blocks them out. So that's a fairly normal double het tri TSK.
Yeah, I love the little I love the little eyeball here on the right side. Like that's cool. I like that.
You can see you. Yeah, it's a very expressive het for sure.
Yeah.
And that's
okay. So
mahogany pied.
You said so that was her, or the picture of her wrapped around a game controller or Xbox controller. That was her at 950 grams. And so, do you have any baby pictures of her? But yeah, that's a lot of speckling for a banana, I think.
I like the
speckles.
Same here. I love them.
People say banana coral are the same, and I get they are, but I don't care what anyone says. Coral glows look better as adults than bananas.
Ooh. I mean, maybe. You were a butter believer too, and you might be proven. You're probably proven right. So maybe someday we'll see a difference.
We need to make you a shirt that says "I'm a butter believer."
I'm a butter believer.
I don't know. It could be something. It could be something as simple as Yellow Belly making it contrasty. It's hard to tell if those saddles are really pixelated, but if she was really pixelated on the outside,
see, look what RMS said.
Coral glow is always better.
Yes, exactly. No,
the
but
name sure wasn't. The name was a pain in the butt at the beginning, trying to explain to people that yes, they lay eggs. They're not caramel glows.
Oh wow, that's like the ghost desert ghost thing.
Yeah.
You know, like me and Amos, we've always had debates about what's best. He's like, I was always Team DG over Team Hypo, but when I was arguing that why DG was better Hypo, Amos was out here just buying every DG Hypo that he could, and I'm just like okay, play both sides of the fence.
No, Hypo's greater than DG.
Okay, hey, someone kick him out.
Somebody kick him out.
No, but I just am grateful and appreciate that Amos actually let me into like the Strangest. But he's looked out for me a lot and has given me the opportunity to get into things that otherwise I wouldn't be able to do. And he's always awesome with the payment plans and whatnot, and working with me. And he kind of set me straight when I was just buying stuff just to buy stuff. And even then, when my boy tested at Monsoon, I went to him, I was like, what do I do? He's like, hey, just don't go out and buy a bunch of females thinking you need to buy females for your boy.
Just work your project.
Yeah, yeah. Hypo was cute. I do love a good hypo.
Okay. I have a DG Hypo, so I got one. I just don't have.
Yeah, but no, I think you're right. It's good to just work. Just work what you enjoy. The stuff that you specifically want. If you're like crazy about Monsoon and find a surprise hat, then yeah, absolutely go for that. But otherwise, by the time you get those,
Dev doesn't like pinstripe, so he can't tell me he loves Monsoon.
Hey,
fair.
Bambino.
Monsoon is the superior pinstripe. Okay, I'm just saying.
Now you're getting kicked out. Or I'm going to kick myself out.
Alan,
Tommy's left the
about
studio.
Bambino.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bambino.
Yes.
Yeah, we just got Bambino. Chocolate Bambino. From Justin over at Ozark Mountain Morphs.
Ooh. Hang on, I don't know what a Bambino looks like, so I'm looking that up now.
It's nice.
New out of Europe.
Ooh.
It's very similar to Cosmos. I don't think they're the same, but they're really nice.
Ooh,
it's
girl.
From Mill Stacker, the bulk guy.
Oh, pretty.
Do you got a picture of that boy, the chocolate one in my hand that I sent you, Dev?
Yes, I do have a picture. I'll send it email. I'll email it there real quick. Let me do that.
Let me pull up nicer pictures. Or actually, I guess Morphpedia works just fine. Oh, I guess it's just the one. Oh, the original Bambino male from Africa. Wow.
Yeah. Does that have Mills? Was Mills the original person that imported that one? Is that correct? Yes. Or is that? Yeah, I thought so.
Yes.
Hey, Kayla, I imported you the one that Amos. I sent you the one that gave Amos.
Justin at
You're importing.
Importing.
Justin at Ozark Mountain Morphs is the only one that's gotten into the project and produced them also so far.
Gotcha.
Those are exciting.
Yeah, they're fun.
Let me see. Okay, I'm waiting for it to come through.
Yeah. See, I asked Amos if he accept firstborn children for Bambino, and he told me no. He wasn't even trying to have some on himself.
Like who? I mean, yeah. I mean,
I don't have kids. I don't want to start with them now. No.
I was about to say, like, yeah, like who wants a kid? Like, why are you going to ask for try to give people kids? Like,
I mean, I thought that was how they did it in the old days.
No, it was cows.
No. Cows, exactly. Cows and gold. Yeah, there's a lot of the granite type genes coming up.
But another thought, think about the supers. One thing I noticed why I feel like there's not a lot of supers around because a lot of people, unless you bought a female outright when it was first released, a lot of people weren't making females right away, and then there was always a rush just to get into combinations that people weren't thinking. Okay, let me just put this female to another male and make a super. No, I got to put it into combo. So it was a lot of things kind of factoring into why there wasn't super strange.
With the Bambino, he's actually already
Stranger.
Yeah. Super.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was talking about Super Stranger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the super was awesome.
I like the Bambino. I'm too broke to afford it though. Hopefully.
And
Time will
Tracy,
come.
That's why you're on. That's why you're on Team Mega.
Awesome. Thank you.
I am Team Mega. I am buying
I know
the
you
Mega.
are.
It's my Timu Bambino.
Timu Bambino.
Yeah.
Oh, sex testing for chondros. Ben, are we any closer on that? I know there was a publication that was going to be coming out about why chondro sex determination is just so infuriating.
No, we don't want to hear that.
Yeah, there is
no, we don't want to hear that.
Baby, I'm sorry.
No publication yet, but we're still working on it on our own, and we are working on something that may help us accelerate sex determination in other species pretty quick. So
yeah,
hopefully we make progress. We started Rare Genetics Inc. because we wanted to be able to have a sex determination test for green trees. So that's the one we've spent the most time on and still don't have.
honestly.
Hey, really, man, I just want to say I'm so sorry for the last time when the dire wolves news came out. I said we got dire wolves before we got the sex testing for chondros.
Obviously, though, we did.
Well, I can tell you this much. If we had the kind of capital they have, we would freaking have GTP done by now.
God, honestly.
That's amazing. They got that much cash coming in. They know how to talk to
How to market it. Yeah.
I wasn't into
a few sugar daddies, that's all.
I wasn't into chondros until Amos showed me like the chondros. He's got a bunch of freaking Bill Eagles stuff.
Stegall.
Oh yes, yeah, he's got some nice stuff.
Oh, where'd Kayla go?
She's gone.
Oh,
she left
dropped,
because you talk trash about the chondros.
No, I didn't talk to her. I like the tire kicker. I know you got that. The tire kicker was one of my favorite ones besides the Sickness 2.0.
Yeah, that's
I think
from
she
a
was
straight train baby. I've got another one of them
Bambino.
babies coming.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's real close to where Sean's at.
Yeah, he told me that you were doing this shed testing and all the parents, the whole clutches, all the stuff you had to test to come up with it. Sounded like a pain.
Yeah, it worked perfectly for all of the sires that Bill sent. There's one person that had a line that I couldn't find markers for, but yeah, so I did it for a handful of people, but it was very work intensive.
Costly, they told me.
yeah, I was essentially just charging what it costs to do it and donating a lot of time. And then once we are like a company and I stopped working for a pharmaceutical company, I couldn't give away my time anymore.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, they would be very expensive. I can do it right now if someone really wants to do it, but it would be expensive. But I do think in the next 6 months, we'll have another really good shot at Green Tree and some of the others we've wanted to have for a long time. But awesome. We may find out that it's even more complicated.
Is it a whole Python thing?
No, from what the researchers told us, they won't tell us specific details yet, but what they're saying is Morellia, the genus Morellia, which is chondros and carpet pythons, anyway, that their sex chromosomes are more complicated than any of the other python genera. So Python, we've got a ball python sex determination test, Python, Aspidites, all those others. It looks like we can probably get, but Morellia genus is going to be more complicated, which of course is the one we started with.
So in theory, right?
I'm unaware, but how much time would that actually? Go ahead.
What's that?
I was like, so in theory, right? Like, so that would mean, because all pythons are under the family of Pythonidae. That means that the Morellia is split off in such a way where their whole thing is just totally not similar, which is weird because they're still compatible with other Pythonidae, like families, but it's just like, that's divergence for you, I guess.
Yeah, when people have made carpet ball pythons, people have made Woma ball pythons. I mean, we seem to be able to get sexual reproduction, at least that first generation, all the way across all the genera. But yeah, apparently the sex chromosomes are different enough, or maybe their data is weird, and in the end it'll shake out where it makes sense. But at least the best we know right now is we just can't make it work yet. I had several tests that were single shed tests for green trees that would work. And the first dozen I ran them on, it was perfect. And then I'd run 50 and then it would not work. And I had that happen several times. And so I don't know. I tend to think that they're right and there's something different. But yeah, hopefully we'll figure it out. We'll see.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you guys are kind of branching out though with the retics and whatnot, retics and birds eventually. Hopefully one day you guys will have the Savu python shed testing, even though there's only one recessive for Savus.
What is it, albino or?
It's silver. I think it's
Axanthic.
Axanthic.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call it silver.
Yep, that's another thing we'll try to do, like the common mutations across different species, especially in pythons. We will try to do albino in as many python species as we can. We'll probably also try to do it in several colubrids and others as well. But albino, axanthic, hypo, those that are really common across multiple species, we're finding that's the same genes. So we see it in mice and rats and humans, like albinism in humans.
Have you found albinos that are compatible between species? Or is anybody?
They certainly would be if they could sexually reproduce. Yes. But yeah, I mean, more than likely, like if you're saying between python species, we haven't found that yet. We don't have those yet. But that's something we're working on. We will be working on this year. And then some of the venomous, find albino and axanthic, those things, that we have in crotalids and stuff like that. Now that we know which genes to look in, then we can find them much faster using all of the information we've learned from ball pythons. The kind of hypothesis as scientists is that we would see these same genes that cause the mutations in mice and rats, where we have lots of genetic information, would likely be the same in reptiles. And from the ball python, we're seeing most of the time that's correct. So we kind of know what the hot spots are. And so over the next year or two, we'll look at those hot spots in a lot of different species. So yeah, we might be able to find axanthic in Savus. We'll also be looking in blackheads for axanthic. I've got a bunch of carpet python sheds for axanthic. I've got dry marcon. I think they're crebos that we'll be looking for axanthic. So we've got a lot we're going to do that way too.
I feel what's going to be interesting for you guys is figuring out and mapping out the aneries for retics, because there's 5 or 6 different aneries, and a lot of people assume that there's only one anery, and if you breed an anery from one island and another island and don't make them, it's not anery. Where I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think that each island has its own anery, and that's what's going to kind of be revealed.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Are they compatible when people breed them from different islands, or do they not?
Yeah, that just because they aren't compatible doesn't mean they aren't both anery. They're just
right
mutated. Yeah. They just mutated differently.
Yeah, so you can have either case. Like with albino, we have 3 different mutations to make albino in ball pythons. But on the other hand, we have at least 3 different axanthics in ball pythons, but they're all in different genes. So that's what I was wondering if we know that yet, if the aneries and retics are compatible, they could be different mutations in the same gene, like with albino, or they could be 3 different genes like axanthic, you know? So
yeah,
we'll see.
That's gonna be
Hard
cool.
to know.
Well, that sounds like the set because
I did hear from Kayla. She can't make it back in. We are there about our hour mark, so I just want to make sure you're cognizant of your time, Ben. I know that a lot of times you try to keep it at an hour there, but we'll have to sign off on our own, like big kids, without Kayla.
Interesting. Yeah, StreamYard problem for Kayla. So maybe we can blame it on her that we dropped earlier, huh?
Yeah,
exactly. It was definitely her fault.
we said
sure.
Yeah, I probably better get going, but it looks like with Kayla gone, it's still rolling. So
yeah, it is. Yep.
Going if you want, but yeah,
I'm gonna head out too.
Yeah, we've kind of had 2 different shows here. Those of you that came in late, if you wanted to rewatch later, this will end up being split into 2 lives for today because we froze up. So make sure you look at both. We're talking about the strangest or some strange strangers. And then a bunch of other topics that came up. So those of you that came in late, it's worth double replaying both of them. So Kayla was here earlier, but she got shut out for some reason. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching, and thank you that came in. Those of you that came in as our panel, Jason and Prophecy and Thomi, thank you so much. And
no problem.
Thanks for having us anytime.
Yes. And next week, I may not be able to do a live, so we might only have a Tuesday night next week, but we'll let you know for sure on Tuesday. I've got a whole bunch, all these questions you guys are asking about things that are coming up. I've got a huge pile of stuff to work through. And so I might just go and turn off my phone and I do have an office on campus at Virginia Tech where I can go and work. So I might just lock myself away for a couple of days. So yeah, we may not do the live next week. We'll still have a Tuesday night episode. Thanks again for coming in, and thank you, guests. And we will, I'm sure we'll have you back.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
All right, take care.
Have a good day.
See y'all.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.